This episode of Wookiees on X-Wing is brought to you in part by MetaGameZ, Atlantic Canada's newest gaming and tournament center.
You can check it out at MetaGameZ.com. That's MetaGameZ with a Z.com.
Long live MetaGameZ!
Back to Wookiees on X-Wing. My name is Matt.
I'm John.
And today we've got the second game from round 2 of the Fredericton Store Championships held at MetaGameZ. So again, we've got a returning face like last week. This is Shane Spinney. He's running Han Solo with Veteran Instincts, a Recon Specialist, and Jan Ors. So slightly different to the Han we're used to seeing. And then this backed up by 2 punchy blue Squadron B-Wings with fire control systems.
Then we have newcomer Chuck. Chuck is running 3 Tempest Squadron pilots. Those are TIE Advanced with the X1 title, all having accuracy corrector. And flying as the ultimate squad leader is a very selfish Vader. Vader that we've seen not only used by Dave, but also Chris. And that's Darth Vader with the engine upgrade, Veteran Instincts, the TIE X1 title, and advanced targeting computer. So pretty much flown by Dave, flown by Chris, and once again flown by Chuck.
So it's a good way to run Vader. You know, he's horrendously efficient that way.
Yeah, well, the pilot skill 11 combined with the 98 points for a really easy initiative grab makes it so that fighting lists like Spinny's here with a Veteran Instincts Han Solo, you have that initiative.
Yeah, you have that initiative, and his Tempest Squadron of 3 ships, it out initiatives Shane's 2 B-Wings. You know, they're both pilot skill 2, but Chuck's TIEs are moving first, and they're also shooting first.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. You know, you out initiative the veterans grab, and then you also out initiative the
goon grab.
The goon grab.
Well, and very much so that when you're going up against other goons, you see like pilot skill 1, Obsidian Squadron pilots, I believe, are really low as well.
3.
Yeah. So you have various different pilot skills when it comes to trying to bid for those, and for the most part, the TIE Advanced is a vehicle that can just go and fight most things. It's pretty much a defensively better than an X-Wing because it has 2 shields and 3 hull, 3 defense dice. It doesn't have to worry about offensive actions because it has those accuracy correctors. So you can spend actions on evades or focus if you are expecting to get a billion defense dice.
Yeah, it's
solid.
It's a nice vessel. And, you know, it also, having the, you know, I shoot first lets you know, it lets him target Shane's B-Wings and, say, shoot their focus off.
Yeah.
You know, maybe force him to defensively use that focus so that he will likely have a target lock just by virtue of having a fire control system, but yeah, it's not going to let him have a focus and a target lock.
Yeah, for sure. And talking just briefly on the asteroid deployment, it is very clumped up near our board edge, but we still have some debris leading towards more of the middle and some very big clusters.
There's a lot of larger asteroids. They're fairly clumped up. There's that tiny little rock that comes in the Force Awakens box,
yeah.
And then there's an asteroid or a debris cloud there. So it's, you know, probably not somewhere that Han wants to fly through.
No, he's not Dash. He can't pull off the same maneuvers that Dash can easily.
Not so much. And it looks like he's saying, you know what? I saw how Vader was pointing. Vader was pointing downboard. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna run parallel to him, see where he goes, kind of head him off. Because Han's the ship to do that. He can go toe to toe with Vader without too much of a problem.
Yeah, he wants to pick off the king and make sure that is not in the end game.
No, and Vader really doesn't want to head to head with him.
No, not really. Especially since B-Wings, they can pack such a punch and they can take a punch. They're the perfect. They're the perfect wingman for dealing with Chuck's Tempest Squadron pilots.
Yeah, and he has 3 of them, so if he wants, Chuck can guarantee 3 damage a turn onto a B-Wing if he's going to be shooting all 3 at the same target, just by virtue of, well, you can only have 1 evade. I can just say I have 2 hits. Which is, it's nice math, but that still means it takes him 3 turns of that to kill a B-Wing. Which is, it's not favorable odds. It looks like he's elected to turn in this turn. Going to be setting up, going to some skirmishing in the asteroids there.
It looks like one of his tie advances was really tight and ended up bumping the other. But, again, playing at range 3, you're not overly concerned. You can make those mistakes this early in the game, I think.
And if he's going to be getting shot, he's going to be getting shot at through a debris cloud anyway.
That is true. Then you have Shane flying up, very slow, wanting to just, put your toe in the water, see if it's warm or cool.
Well, Shane wants to engage these ties on his terms.
Yeah, and have the Falcon come and back him up for like long range support as well, getting the extreme power that Han can bring to the table. What's really cool with Han's lean Falcon is that, well, you have the Recon Specialist and Janors, and they're filling the role of the push the limit with the Millennium Falcon title. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have the same versatility as, say, if the Han had pushed the limit as well as the Millennium Falcon title, and say an engine upgrade or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. But it means that, well, he can get a focus. Is guaranteed 1 focus, as long as he doesn't bump, and then he can also get an evade. Mm-hmm. But there's some synergy there where any of his other ships that focus can take an evade here
if they need to. Yep. So it's kind of funny to think of a B-Wing with an evade token, but it's definitely something you can do. And running a cheaper Han also lets you run your B-Wings a little more expensive. Get some fire control systems. It makes them a heck of a lot more accurate.
So this is kind of interesting. Spinny here is flying, just staying out of range. He's not really engaging anything, playing for the long game, which is a solid tactic. But he target locked with his foremost B-Wing rather than use the evade option that we mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. Especially when you have fire control systems, you're paying points, your squadron points, in order to have those upgrades on your B-Wings. You might as well play to the advantage that you're bringing.
And Chuck is gone. He's playing hugely aggressive with Vader here. He's like, nope, you know what? I see this B-Wing. I'm going to go for him. I'm going to put as much damage onto him as I can. And that's onto that front B-Wing, so he didn't focus. And inevitably, when you don't focus, you roll all focus results for your defense dice.
Yeah.
So there's 2 points of damage through. Like, that is not insignificant.
No. We already have...
Sorry, there's 3 points of damage through.
Yeah, we already have three shields gone.
3 shields gone.
Now we have the Tempest Squadron pilots with their accuracy correctors.
And they really don't care so much shooting through... And there we go. So I rolled a hit and not a hit, so I take 2 hits. And they really don't care about shooting through that debris cluster or shooting at range 3, because you're just giving a B-Wing 1 defense dice, so he's going from 1 to 2. It's
yeah.
Like, all right, whatever.
Well, and the 1 defense dice did help there. The extra defense dice did help there. He got to focus and evade, but that's another shield gone.
Yeah. And here it is. That's the last shield. So
you had Vader and 2 Tempest Squadron firing pot shots at this B-Wing, and its shields are gone. That puts that B-Wing in a really tight spot.
It really does. And firing back, like giving a TIE fighter, any kind of TIE fighter, an extra defense dice, well, he gets 3 evades. Like, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and the irony here is that, so he target locked in order to fire at this ship that he was firing at. He rolled all hits. Yeah. So that target lock is ultimately wasted.
And
in a sense.
Yeah, and you just you would acquire it anyway. So it's like when we were watching the IG-88 game, saying whenever I like to play them with any ship with fire control system, the turn you don't have a target lock, well, just do an action anyway, because you're gonna get a target lock as soon as you fire. So do that focus, do that evade, keep your ship alive longer. So next turn, you can K-turn a red maneuver, and you're gonna have a target lock, or you can be focused and target locked.
Basically, when you have B-Wings, you're more interested in doing backloaded damage rather than front-loaded damage. I mean, if you want to...
You're trying to keep them alive.
Yeah, you're trying to keep them alive because it's diminishing in returns if you're spending your action to target lock.
Mm-hmm. And so here we ran in... So one of the Tempest Squadrons, he flies into the debris cloud. Truck rolls a hit, so no damage taken, just a stress. no action, not that big a deal. He's got an action corrector, and he can still shoot because it's only debris cloud.
Yeah.
So
on top of which, this is the same pilot that bumped last turn, so obviously he's not having a great day.
He's like he's got a little bit of road rage going on. So you know how that ends up.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, we've all seen the YouTube videos, right?
So here's the B-wing flying up, and it looks like Spinny's trying to decide what he's going to do. He's eyeing that debris cloud, seeing if he wants to do a barrel roll or...
Well, this B-wing's in a really unfortunate position because this B-wing dies this turn.
Pretty much.
He's facing against 3 accuracy correctors. That's a guaranteed 1 point of damage from each of them, regardless of what he does.
Mm-hmm.
That B-wing's gone.
Yeah, I would, if with all the actions available to this B-wing, which aren't too many, I would take the focus and turn it to an evade token, because that means if Han's able to plink off one of these Tempest Squadron pilots, that's only 2 of them are coming back at you. With a decent defense roll and an evade token, you might be able to survive with it.
That's a pretty big if, considering none of the Tempest have taken damage yet. So you'd need to hit... He's not getting in range 1.
No.
So you'd need to hit 3, one of them be a crit, major explosion into direct hit. And then, yes, you kill a Tempest Squadron.
So what happened here is Shane asked... He used his action as focus, and he asked his opponent, "Hey, is it alright if I see where that barrel roll would have put me?" And Chuck was nice enough to say, "Yeah, no problem."
If it would have ended with him up, being out of arc of the leading Tempest Squadron, it is a very sportsman thing to do. I definitely applaud Chuck here for that. It's kind of cool to see. It's like, I would have ended up there. I don't think it would have made a difference in the grand scheme of things.
Probably not. No.
I'm pretty sure he was still getting shot by all 3. Now, this is ballsy. This is very, very aggressive by Vader.
Yeah, Vader is playing super aggressive, especially when Han... there we go. There's that turn that we're so used to seeing with Han.
That's definitely not unexpected at all.
No.
It's like, what's Han going to do? Yeah, he's totally turning in. This is the turn for him to engage. Especially Shane's seen Chuck play Vader hugely aggressively. But Han, just in general, he would have wanted to turn in this turn anyway.
Yeah, he wants to help out his B-wings, or start engaging Vader. But that's the thing. Now Vader is pushing forward. He spent all of his actions to be fairly aggressive. He has no defensive tech.
No, because that was a boost and a target lock.
Yeah.
So he's not floating anything else. And Han's at range 1, and Han is focused.
And Han just
hits
4 times. Oh, so, yeah.
He does. Vader does 2 points to Han, but Han does 4 in return.
Yeah, and that just... Not only does it completely strip Vader of his shields, but now he has 2 damage on him. He has 1 health left, and that does not play well for a Vader that wants to be around at the end game.
Well, not around a turreted ship. Vader, he's great. Especially this kind of selfish Vader. This is the Vader we see in A New Hope.
Yeah.
He doesn't go head-to-head with a Falcon. No. Most turreted ships, you really don't want to do that anyway.
You definitely want support, but the thing with Vader is he wants to play to his advantage, and his advantage is sticking at range 3. I know he doesn't have auto thrusters, but it still works for him. Sticking at range 3, doing some plink shots in, and then having the rest of his squadron helping out. With Vader's two attack dice and the added crit from Advanced Targeting Computer, you can do a decent amount of damage, especially since Spinny's Falcon isn't super defensive.
Exactly. There's no 3PO.
Exactly.
And so here we go. So we were saying, that B-Wing is guaranteed dead. It only took 2 Tempest Squadron to do it, which is nice. So there's a third one to start putting shots into the last guy.
You did the math.
And it looks like this crit is... hey, next time you would roll attack dice, don't roll any.
Oh, yeah.
Which, that's not the crit you want to see when your ship's dying anyway.
No, that's not the crit you want to see, and that would definitely explain why Spinny took his fighter off now rather than waiting until his initiative step.
It's just adding insult to injury. It's like, why'd you do that? And then, the last high advance goes, takes a shot, puts a point of damage in. Looks like he put a point of damage, at least 1 onto the last B-Wing. Takes Takes 2 in return though, so a little bit dangerous. No, it looks like he put 2 damage onto Shane's remaining B-wing. So 2 for 2, not terrible.
No, not really. Especially since these Tempest Squadron pilots seem to be faring fairly well, and they're going to go the distance.
They're doing quite well. Oops, I accidentally selected the wrong template there. He's doing a 3 forward. So just playing quite aggressively with his Chuck's just playing quite aggressively with his TIE Advanced here.
Yeah.
You know, at least these guys, they've been kind of standoffish.
Well, for this particular TIE Advance, he's not getting any actions because he's going through he's going through the debris cloud again, and he was already stressed from before, so he's going to be stressed again. Doesn't really care too much. Again, as I mentioned, he doesn't need the focus token or whatever for offensive actions.
Mm-hmm.
It does kind of hurt his ability to absorb damage if, the Falcon decides to go after him. But
just 1 health Vader.
There's a 1 health Vader. Like that's where the Falcon's going if he can.
Mm-hmm. And here is the beautiful thing about a B-wing with fire control system. This is a 2K turn.
Yeah.
That is a horrifying spot to have a B-wing end up in relation to your TIE Advance.
Oh, that is beautiful. It's those TIE Advance are in such a difficult spot in order to get turned around.
I mean, yes, Shane has the 3rd Tempest Squadron behind his Boost Squadron pilot, but he's got a damaged Tempest Squadron square in his sights.
And with that maneuver done as flawlessly as it was there, the game is in anyone's favor at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Spinny's down a fighter, but Vader is very close to death, and
really is,
the B-wing is in a really good spot for future turns.
It is, yeah. And so we'll see if I can appreciate what Chuck was doing here with his front 2 Tempest Squadrons. Like, okay, the Falcon's been flying reasonably slow. Let's try to set up a kill box for it. And it looks like Shane says no.
Yeah.
Nope, you're not doing that.
I see your kill box, and I say no.
And I almost fly into an asteroid, but not quite.
Yeah, that's really close.
That's some slick flying right there. So, little unfortunate there. Yeah, if these Tempest Squadrons both survive, they're in a pretty decent spot to come around and start chasing that Falcon.
Yeah.
But
well, the time is ticking. Even though this particular Falcon doesn't have that doesn't have C-3PO or R2-D2 or any of the defensive tech that we're used to seeing on a Fat Han, it's still relatively tanky. It still has the evade token every turn, with the focus as well.
It's nasty. So here we go. Shane is shooting at Vader. He likes to Han Solo it. Focuses into 2. And
3 blanks.
And a single eye or evade would have saved Vader. But that's how it falls. Takes 2.
It was not meant to be.
It was not. And Vader goes down. So
that hurts. That hurts a lot.
That could have gone better.
Yeah, Vader is Chuck's most expensive fighter, and for the most part, his bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
So now pretty much all that Chuck has is his goons.
And that's a heck of a goon shot. That's
3 hits?
That's the shield's gone from that B-wing. So in one fell swoop, just blat. Okay, shield's gone.
And with the initiative the way that it is, if he doesn't mind bumping, he can stay behind him.
Mm-hmm.
With using the 1 banks.
Well, here's Shane. It looks like he forgot to take his range 1 benefit from his B-wing. A little odd there.
Well, that is something that I don't think
target lock.
Yeah, I don't think that's something that you would want to forget.
No, especially because that resulted in that Tempest Squadron not taking any damage. So, All right, Chuck got lucky there. That was good.
Yeah.
You know, that could have gone a heck of a lot worse.
Yeah.
And so there's 1K turn. It looks like he has opted to just 5K both of these. That looks like a 5 anyway.
No, the TIE Advance has a 4K.
Has a
They
4.
don't have 5Ks. The TIE Bomber has a 5K.
That's what it is. So he's opted to 4K both of his fighters. He's like, nope, I don't like that B-Wing being right behind me.
No,
I'm gonna kill it.
I don't blame it, especially when you have, again, this is accuracy corrector town.
Yeah, that B-Wing's in trouble. That B-Wing's in a lot of trouble. If he ends up sitting in front of all three, well, I mean, Han is staring at a stressed 3 health TIE fighter, so could kill it. But that B-Wing is very likely in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for the most part, if the Falcons can start killing these Tempest Squadron pilots, more power to them.
Mm-hmm.
Once Chuck's down to 2 Tempest Squadron pilots, that's going to be a very difficult fight in order to just down Han. Han has taken not very much damage.
Mm-hmm.
He's taken a little bit from Vader. That's about
He's
it.
taken 2, yeah. And this, so there's a bank clearing the stress. I don't think that Shane's going to be able to barrel roll out of arc here.
No, I don't think so either. Not unless he wants to go in the other direction, but I believe there's a really big asteroid preventing him from doing that.
That's gonna be close. We're gonna see. I am curious.
Apparently, so am I. As I'm back in the shot. All right, so
I mean, this is definitely an important maneuver.
yeah. So it looks like he's asking his opponent to lay the groundwork for some templates.
I'm gonna mark off where his Tempest Squadron is. It looks like he is electing to barrel roll. Oh, he might clear that.
We'll just have to see.
Without that ship in the way, there's a lot more room there than I thought there was.
Yeah, it can be deceiving, especially the angle that we got here. But yeah, it definitely looks like he cleared that.
Oh, and he clears.
And he cleared the arc as well.
Clears arc.
So he's only getting shot by 2 Tempest Squadron pilots.
Very nice.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. I mean, it's still not ideal. Because as we saw, 2 can still kill the B-Wing.
Yeah.
But, you know, he does need to evade at least 1 from both of their shots.
Well, not only that, but the B-Wing and Falcon can focus fire 1 down.
Mm-hmm. Unless he pulls that same crit.
Yeah.
You know, unless he pulls the same crit, he should severely damage or kill one of the Tempest Squadron.
Yeah.
And then 2 Tempest Squadron versus a largely intact Han. That's a hard fight.
With the defensive tech that Han has, it's going to be a very difficult fight for the Tempest Squadrons.
Yeah.
Pilots.
That's going to end up, can they death by 1,000 cut Han?
Yeah.
Which, if there's 3 of them, I'd give them better odds. 2, that's really anyone's guess. But let's see how this turn ends up. Because I believe that damage tie is the one closest to Shane. So that is a long shot.
All right, let's see how the dice goes.
Yep, here we go. Well,
3 hits, doesn't need to Han that.
Han's on point there, and that's a dead tie. 3 focus. And he's stressed.
Brutal.
Well, that's unfortunate.
that makes that B-Wing's life a little easier.
He can't die.
Not
That
this
B-Wing
turn.
cannot. Well, unless he gets a direct hit, that B-Wing isn't dying this turn.
Yeah. And
that was rough.
Yeah, and for the most part, you're going to see Chuck, even though he needs a good, solid crit to get him, he's probably going to use the accuracy correctors.
Yeah. It doesn't need to there. That's, Ooh. Oh, he killed... Okay.
So the B-Wing goes down.
The B-Wing goes down. That's at range 1. So, all right. That was just in range 1 too. But that means the B-Wing does get to return fire at range 1. 3 hits back, so let's see.
Oh, this is...
Dude!
Wow!
Dude!
This is like a game of turbo laser tag.
I guess so. And one of those is a crit. Oh, that's not nice.
After you execute a white maneuver, receive...
That is really not nice.
No, and guess what? You know how many white green maneuvers the TIE Advance have? Not very many.
Not very many. Precious few.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be doing a green maneuver this turn anyway to clear his stress. But
yeah.
That is definitely not ideal. And that is really close to that asteroid.
Yep.
I mean, pretty reasonable guess of where that Falcon's going to come through. And he's evading, so not keeping the defense, keeping this TIE Advance defensive.
Yeah. Well, for the most part, when you have defense dice, I've done the math. Evade is, if you're going purely defensive, you don't care about offensive action.
Mm-hmm.
Evade is the best action you can take for a 3 defense fighter.
Yeah. And here, so that's a green forward. Now he's considering repairing the loose stabilizer. And he does. So he's just like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of that. Let's leave my options open next turn.
Well, like I just said, the TIE Advance just doesn't have the maneuvers to keep that loose stabilizer hanging around.
No, it really doesn't. Okay, an interceptor wouldn't care quite so much.
Well, no. With the sheer amount of green maneuvers it has.
But that's, yeah. He doesn't like that on a TIE Advance.
A TIE Advance and interceptor is not.
Yeah, unfortunately. And here's that beautiful one hard turn the Falcon has. That's just obnoxious. That shit has that.
It's dirty, and it's beautifully dirty what Spinny's doing. He's just like, hey, come at me. I'm going to kite you around.
Well, it's what he wants to do. He wants to fight these TIEs one-on-one. Because one-on-one, that Falcon is going to win that fight.
Mm-hmm.
This is through an asteroid, and very likely range 3. So he's decided, you know what? They're both going to get 5 defense dice.
Yeah.
Let's shoot the guy who's damaged. So we got Han Solo. Might as well take your free reroll. Focus up. 2 hits. So
if Chuck rolls like he did on Vader, then that's going to be a pretty bad TIE Advance, but that's not the case here.
No, and that's a point, and looks like it's an interesting if that would have been through if that line of sight would have been through an asteroid. He only rolled a 4, but he rolled his 4. He takes his 2, or he takes his 1 point.
Accuracy corrector triggers for a nice 2 hits. Now let's see. 3 defense dice.
It should only be 2.
Oh yeah, okay. So
this is the closest tie. This is 3.
Yeah.
And that's there's an evade token, no damage taken. Falcon can keep doing this.
Yeah, he can do it all day, and he just has the hull to do it. The only thing I would probably, if I was in Chuck's place, I would try to just do as much damage as I possibly can, knowing if I can bring him down to half, I get half the points for the next game.
Yeah, and that's he is just towing that asteroid.
Yeah,
that is ballsy.
Well, he wants to keep his options open, knowing how the Falcon's been moving this game, and just completely outmaneuvering him, which is crazy that a Falcon. Oh, is that an asteroid?
That was a bad idea.
Oh no!
This is an asteroid this turn, and next turn.
I don't think it.
And it doesn't matter because
it matters.
Anyway.
No. Why life? Why?
That's about the only maneuver that's unexpected so far this game.
Yeah, I think.
I'm really not sure why he would have one-banked that.
I think he choked up, and
it's possible.
That was the
misjudged
result.
where he went. That's quite possible. And again, we've got that hard turn. I mean, Han might as well. He's got this asteroid just to. He knows he can swing around it.
Yeah,
not a problem. There's no question.
And just forcing the Tempest Squadron pilot to chase him. I mean, at this point, it's a foregone conclusion that Han is going to
win.
Destroy this thing.
Unfortunately.
But I am interested to see if Chuck can just do enough damage before that happens. Do enough damage to get half points on the Falcon.
Well, the Falcon has 13 health, so he needs to do 7 points of damage.
Okay, so he needs
There's 2. He needs to do 5 more points of damage before he dies.
which is not. It's as hard staying at range 3.
But he only took 1 this turn, so
Yeah.
all right.
He
not
can
bad.
he can do it.
That's unfortunate.
With those defense dice, he can't do it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing with the Falcon being 1-on-1 with Jan Ors. Yeah, the best Chuck can generally hope for is 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Because Shane's always going to have an evade token. There's no point not to.
I think what he's going for now is just to get within range 1 maybe,
Mhm.
and try to...
Oh, at this point, this is definitely a try to get in range 1. But it's a Falcon.
Yeah, it's
I
hard.
mean,
It can motor. Even without the engine upgrade, it can motor.
It's devilishly hard to chase this thing.
And that's where you want the Darth Vader with the engine upgrade late game. And that, I think, was kind of the failing, I think, of Chuck, is that he played very aggressively with his Vader. It didn't pay off for him. He lost his endgame potential, and because Vader, endgame, he would be able to do this. He could do this all day.
Vader could do this.
And Vader would be able... and it would force Spinny to play differently, but a regular goon, I don't think he's capable.
No. No, there's a lot of ships Vader doesn't have a problem going toe-to-toe with. A turret is one of them.
Yeah, toe-to-toe, yes and no. I mean, in my experience playing with and against Vader, Vader just doesn't want to face tank stuff.
No, he doesn't at all. And he doesn't want to get... He doesn't like fighting turrets that much, because he's a TIE in general, right? But, especially a Han, like, that's not a fight you want to pick.
No.
At least one-on-one.
And then the other thing is that a lot of people will see it has 3 defense dice and 2 shields and a bunch of defensive actions. Oh, he's tough. But, even my favorite man crush of a pilot, Poe Dameron, he's taking defensive tech in order to keep him in the game, and he's on a way more durable ship with 3 hull and 3 shields and auto thrusters.
Yeah, for sure.
And a regeneration droid half the time.
Looks like Han is still in arc of the Tempest Squadron, but that's...
Actually, this might play to Chuck's advantage, where Chuck might be in arc, and is he
That's close.
range 2? So
Range 2, it's through an asteroid, so it's...
no, yeah, okay.
Well, at least from Chuck's point of view, it's going to
Yeah.
be through an asteroid.
Yeah.
Here's Han. Haning it up, and Haning into 3.
Okay. He didn't take his asteroid bonus, did he?
Well, from Han's...
From
Han's point of view, because he has the turret,
Yeah.
the closest point is fine. Oh, so gets the point that goes through is a stun pilot.
Don't land over asteroids.
Don't hit asteroids.
Don't do it again.
Or don't bump ships.
Yeah. You were allowed to get away with some of the bumping earlier in the game. All right, that's fine. Asteroid kind of blew you up.
Yeah.
No more. Hope you've learned your lesson.
And this is rough this turn. That may not be through an asteroid. But Han is, focused and evaded. He's hugely unlikely to take damage from that attack.
Yeah.
And it's a little disheartening. I've been in Chuck's place. It's just disheartening to just keep trying and not having anything happen.
Yeah, it's like 150% for 50%.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's like, I'm trying to, getting in the right spots, taking my shots, getting those two hits, and Han's just saying, nope, I don't care.
Oh, and the flip side is that a lot of fighters, if you have one fighter and they have one fighter, and they're around the same type of fighter, you might be able to pull stuff like this off. You know, shine for glory kind of thing. But just the Falcon's a different weight class.
It is, and this is not a good spot for Chuck.
No,
I mean,
it's unfortunate. It's not
we
unexpected.
We knew the Falcon was going to do that. He's got an asteroid. He's going to play peekaboo around that asteroid. And there's no point Han soloing that. You don't need to.
Oh, that is a pretty... I think he evaded it.
Yeah. He did. Oh, no, he doesn't have... he does anyway.
He does, yeah.
He doesn't have the asteroid, but he still evaded it. So...
Whew. 2 good rolls. I guess he's been saving up for this.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, don't save. Just use it at once.
Shane is not an arc there. So what do you think?
You K-turn.
Well, no, I mean with Shane. This is one. This is gonna be one turn.
I don't know. Probably.
I'm assuming a one turn. Yeah, it's a one turn. The K turn is not unexpected, and oh, that is so close.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so close.
You want it to be on the rock.
You really do. Like, just come on, cut the guy some slack here. But here's Han, taking his three shots, doing his focus, and that's a point going through.
Yeah. So not as bad as it could be.
Oh no! It looks like he's just.
He only needed a point to get through.
Oh, because he needed 2. I forgot that he was K-turned, so he didn't have his evade token.
Yeah.
That was the 2 he needed. And that wraps that game up.
Hey Matt, did you know that Atlantic Canada has a new gaming and tournament center in downtown Fredericton?
Yes, John, I did. Actually, the video we just watched was recorded there. Tell you what, I'd do even better. Check out the website yet. You can go on there, order X-Wing stuff online, get it shipped to you anywhere in New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. You've even got more locations to come soon. It's metagames.com. You should have a look.
So you're telling me that I can go online and order a bunch of T-70s for the integrated astromech, and it's going to get shipped right to my door?
Yeah, and once you got them, come on down Monday night. It's our free play night. Come in, meet all sorts of interesting people, nice big open play space. It's really relaxing time. You should check it out.
That sounds awesome. What's the website again?
It's metagames.com, so metagames with a Z on the end of it.
Long live MetaGames!
That was brutal.
You took the word right out of my mouth. I know it's one of my favorite words, but oh.
Well, and this really exemplified that Han Solo, with a bit of support and, a bit of built-in synergy, my God, that guy can carry games on his shoulders.
He can, and you need to play smart when playing against him. You need to stick with your game plan or have a game plan, and go for it.
I think Chuck he definitely had a game plan. Just a little too aggressive with Vader there.
Yeah, and that coming from an Imperial player, knowing that being aggressive is just so in your blood, especially when you're going from TIE fighters to TIE advanced, or even TIE interceptors to TIE advanced. You're so used to going full bore all the time, and then you're like, oh, I gotta back off a little bit. I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
So maybe I think this is a learning experience for Chuck. It was like you said, brutal, very much so, and I'm looking forward to seeing our next video.
So am I. Well, guys, thanks for watching Wookiees on X-Wing, and be sure to like and subscribe. We've got Wookiees videos out every Wednesday.
We are part of the Northern Gaming Network. Be sure to check it out at northerngamingnetwork.com, where we have additional content for this game and others. Find us on Twitter at NorthGameNet, or like us on Facebook to keep up with our most recent news.
See you guys next week.